Over there, notice where the thatching stops, and then they use tile for the knuckle. I'm going to just call that a knuckle. It's the only word I know for it. But what's more interesting still is those ridges. The way they thatch the ridges. So you've got like 3 kinds of roofing there. We haven't been in that building yet. Here you can see maybe a better, because it's a little smaller, view of how they move that wheel around. You know, and if this looks like a ship's wheel, well, yes, I mean, they're related. It's a little bit like what I'd said about the architecture, whether it's in the city or in the country, that a lot of times you'll see stuff that's closely related. Here's basket willow, or willow. I recognize it. I know it well. I've done this so many times, and that's going to be used, well, maybe we'll see elsewhere, but probably for baskets. And they've pushed rods in, so there's old plants. And willow, all you have to do is push the rod in the ground, and it will, if it's moist enough, it'll then produce. So that's like a willow copse. I think the word for that is copse. Keep this at Boston. Okay, this is inside that mill that you just saw, the top of which turns. Why it's on an angle like that is because there's a Archimedean screw, I think they call it. That's to lift water. That's to, you know, draining was a huge problem, or is a huge problem all the time in Holland. And so that would lift the water from here you know, up to that to the pond I was just at. Now these stakes are used, you know, to make sure the wind doesn't start that wheel going. Here's the sails. It can be unfurled so much like a ship. So much like a ship. The relationship between a windmill and a sailing ship is so close. This is inside the building that has that bleached those bleached apples on the wall. Now this is in town. I mean, this is a lap of luxury here. No farmer. Originally, no doubt, a fireplace, but then replaced with a stove. A facade held by steel. Oh, all these have facades up there.
Daar.
Here's the windlass. I think that's what that's called. This is a windlass. Pretty sure that where what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men pushing would pull the ships or the boats or whatever up from the water. Yeah. Here are the ways, I think you'd call them, where they could work on them. Some of this, maybe I'm making it up, but I assume that the pitch is what they're boiling here because, you know, to seal the boats. Yeah, and on rollers, that wouldn't be too bad. You could pull something pretty darn heavy up. Okay, yeah, okay, there's the ways, and or the track, and there's a runner. Wedge so it wouldn't slide down. Tapered. Now, why would that be tapered? Maybe because it didn't have to be as strong down there at the bottom. Maybe. Well, let's see what it says here. Oh, this is a little pump. This is about that mill, or this little mill right here, which isn't a toy. I mean, it's meant to. Probably has one of those screws in it.
Ja, nee, ik had hem opengemaakt.
Ja, das ist nicht umsonst, wenn man unter Wasser steht und da hängen noch 2 Häuser dran.
Here's the shipbuilder's shop. Okay, there's 3 speeds, but 3 belts. Yeah, which belt would drive it? Because this doesn't have a step. That's a step pulley, but this is just a flat belt pulley. But it's wide enough. You know, usually you have a matching step pulley in a wood lathe like this. And I'm not real sure about the back of that. Why it's got a back like that. Hand-forged anchors. My neighbor, if he had the material, it would be no problem for him to take a product like that, you know, from the original stone to the anchor. Look at the way that this wood has been stacked. Exactly the way it came out of the tree. Same thing over there to dry. That's nice work.